All right, guys, so today what we're working on is we're still working on those area problems, but we're looking at them in real world problems. So some of them are just regular area problems within a word problem, and then some of them are like a two-step problem where we have to find the area, and then we have to do something else. So the first one that I'm going to help you with on your homework is question number 1. And question number 1 says, Miss Simpson is planning to wallpaper a rectangular wall in her living room. If the length of the wall is 14 feet and the width of the wall is 12.5 feet, what will be the area of Miss Simpson will be wallpapering? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do to show my work is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw that rectangular wall, and then I'm going to put on my measurements. So it tells me that there's a length of 14 feet and a width of 12.5 feet. So here is my 14 feet for the width and my 12.5 feet for the length. And then I've got to figure out how do I calculate the area of a rectangle? We know that the area formula for a rectangle is area equals length times width. So we're going to substitute in our length and our width. So now we have area equals 14 feet times 12.5 feet. And we get that the area of the wall that she is wallpapering is 175 feet squared. Okay, so you're going to have some problems like that where it's just a regular standard word problem, but instead of having the shape, you have like a real world situation. Okay, now the other type of problem we're going to look at are like question 4, where we have to find the area, but then we have to do something else with it. Okay, so number 4 says, Kathy is planting tulips in a garden. The garden in her backyard is in the shape of a parallelogram. So first thing I'm going to do to show my work is I'm going to draw the parallelogram. Okay, it says her shape of the garden is a parallelogram. First thing I'm going to do is draw that. Okay, then it says the base of the garden is 6 meters and the height of the garden is 4.5 meters. Tulips cost 65 cents per square foot. How much is it going to cost for Kathy to plant her garden? Okay, so we know her garden is in the shape of a parallelogram, and we've drawn our parallelogram. Now we need to put in our dimensions. It says that the base of the garden is 6 meters. Okay, so we're going to label the base 6 meters. And it says the height of the garden is 4.5 meters. So I'm going to draw in a height, and remember that height is always straight up and down. It's always perpendicular to the base. And we're going to label that 4.5 meters. Okay. Now, the first thing we have to do is calculate the area of this shape. And the area formula for a parallelogram is area equals base times height. Okay. Now we're going to substitute in our base of 6 meters and our height of 4.5 meters. And we get that area equals 6 meters times 4.5 meters. So we find that the area of her garden is 27 meters squared. Okay. But that's not it. There's a second step on this problem, and it says that tulips cost 65 cents per square foot. So for our second step, what we have to do is we have to take the square footage of her garden, which is 27 meters squared, and we have to multiply that by the cost per square foot. So we have 27 meters squared times 0.65 cents per square foot, and we get that it's going to cost her $17.55 to plant those tulips. Okay, so throughout your homework, you're going to have a couple like number 1 that we did, and then a couple like this. So just pay attention to if there's a second step that you have to do. The second step is not always multiplying. Sometimes it's dividing. So read those questions really, really carefully and use your real world judgment to make sure that your answer makes sense.